Hi, I'm Hina Siddiqui, and you are listening to the Corporate Life Podcast. We are in season 3, where every life is a movie and you are the star of yours. So step into the spotlight, the world is watching. Today, the spotlight feels a little softer because this episode is not about billion-dollar exits, media buzz, or fame. It's about a different kind of success, the kind that unfolds quietly over decades. My guest today is the 70-year-old author of My Wisdom Breathes, my dear friend Robert A. Wilson. A man who did not chase titles or trophies but chose presence over performance, depth over drama, and meaning over noise. We'll talk about the life he lived, not to impress the world, but to understand it. And we'll explore the wisdom earned from war and peace, love and heartbreak, aging and stillness. This is the story of an ordinary hero. And maybe, just maybe, it's a mirror for all of us. Robert, we have done a lot of interviews in season 1, season 2, and now we are going to talk about your life, which we have not done in the past. So I'm just curious because success, everybody looks at success in different ways, but then there is a generic image about success that lots of money, lavish lifestyle, big cars, fancy gadgets, and big houses. What was success to you when you were in your 20s?
Had no clue. Honestly, I looked at it through everything I learned in school. Success is not even close to that. But I was trying to look at my people that were successful and I was trying to imitate them. But the biggest challenge I created was I didn't grow internally and grow personally. I didn't grow through wisdom. I tried to go through knowledge. You go nowhere in knowledge. You expand through wisdom. The difference between knowledge and wisdom is experience.
But I think when you were in your 20s, you did not have any idea about the wisdom and knowledge and everything. So, how did you look at success back then? That's my question.
Well, I looked at my uncle and my people that were successful. I was trying to do that.
Yeah.
And I thought that was success. And what I really did is I got jealous of people. I thought I got jealous of successful people. And what I was really jealous of is I didn't have the wherewithal and the grit, get, and go to expand to it. I didn't understand. You grew to you expanded to success. You're thinking those stay the same.
Yeah. So, what did you mean by successful people when you were in 20s? What did you understand by that?
I grew up on a farm. It was the big farmers and how they did things and stuff like that. And what I was trying to be successful. What I thought was success, but it never was.
Yeah, it never was.
I understood in success is what a 20-year-old brat knew. And I
Yeah.
was a brat. I actually asked my mom one time, how come you let me live? I wouldn't have.
Yeah.
Because I did. And, the thing about it is I wasn't really paying attention to success because I was looking at other people and thought they were successful, but I didn't realize they're successful because of them.
Yeah. So successful means they were having a lot of money or they were living a certain lifestyle, and that's why you thought they were successful?
They had a lot of farmland. That meant a lot to me.
Okay. Lots of farmland, all right.
Yeah. And they had plenty of farmland. And farmland, well, that's actually why the world is kind of crumbling because the small farmer got kind of kicked out of life. But success to me was at 20, I'm going to be honest, I didn't really have a clue. I thought it was being big farmer and things like that. I didn't understand you have to expand up to it.
Yeah.
I was trying to use my thinking, knowing, and education. And I would be honest with everybody, education is never going to get you wealthy.
Yeah, I know. I understand that. And I think we have talked a lot about it. What I'm
Yeah.
trying to understand is that because where we are right now, we did not start from there, right? We were on a stage where we were like everybody else, we were just chasing success. Success means chasing one thing after the other, making a lot of money in terms of whether it's farmland or, or any gadgets or any assets that society think that this is the metric for success. So what I'm trying to understand is that how was your childhood days like as a teenager, as a like in your 20s?
See, I grew up in South Dakota on a farm in the 70s.
Yeah.
And the mentality from then was still stuck in the 30s and World War II and the Korea. My mom and dad both come through the 30s. And we really had a poverty consciousness back then.
Yeah.
And I carried that poverty consciousness. I was afraid of success because I thought it was external. And I tried to look good in the external world, never looking in myself.
Yeah.
And that's the thing I understand. I went for physical wealth rather than my own inner wealth.
Yeah.
And that's something I really can admit to is, you're trying to look good in other people's eyes. And that's what I was doing at the age of 20.
Yeah. That's what success means, right? At that age. Like
Yeah.
you want to prove yourself to somebody else.
Yes. But you wanted to look good. And you're afraid to go through the thickets and the cactus and the cockaburs to get to the rose garden.
Right. So when did that definition of success change for you? At what age and what was going around?
It really changed about 40. I got into a home-based business that didn't go very well, but they pushed personal growth. And I really latched on to the personal growth. But as I was going through my personal growth, Hina, it never did. Self-help, personal growth, self-improvement did zero for me. It kept me in my past. See, self-help, personal growth, self-improvement, and therapy written books will never let you out of the past. It actually happened in 2009 was when this all awakened. I let go of the word change and use the word expand. And the expand is XPAND, not EX.
Yeah.
When you say EX, that's the past. When you say X, that's now. And I listened to the word expand, and then I felt an enlightenment. So then I started studying the words we use. That's when I started understanding success. And the biggest thing is success is never in the physical world.
Yeah.
Success was in here. So I started developing my own way for me to rise out, not shift out of my past, rise out of my past. So if you take shift out, shift is sideways, rise is this way.
Yes.
And you leave it behind. And that's when I started understanding success. It's not what the success means to anybody else. It's what I understand as success for me. That was the biggest awakening. That happened in 2011, and it's been going that way ever since. But what I've really expanded into is the outside world's totally innocent. The outside world never done nothing to me. I did it to myself. I allowed it. I fell prey to it. I got into my jealousy, my selfishness, and all that other stuff.
Yeah.
It's when I admitted I was doing that to me, that's when I rose out of being caught in a trap of socialized brainwashing. Because we think it's money, and that was the biggest thing at 20. It was money. Everything was about money.
Yes.
And money is a fallacy because it isn't the money. It's your external wealth goes to the physical world, and money is a return for your own expansion. That's the world. We focus on money. Well, they're making this, they're making that. Well, what are you doing for the world? Something I learned. This is this morning. I was out in the desert walking, and I just, something I just let go of, and it happened clear back when I was 20. I forgot the fundamentals of life. The fundamental of your life and the fundamentals of any successful business is people.
Yes.
And see, we think as long as we have a good business plan, and the thing about life today is we're forgetting the people. Everything we do, Hina, we have left people behind.
Yeah.
And some of it is their fault. Some of it's this fault. But some of them just didn't want the rat race.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a rat race. And I really loved what you just said, that we don't take responsibility for our own situation. We have everybody else to blame, that my parents did this to me, or society did this to me, or but we allowed that to happen to us. And even if we were 3 year old, we allowed that to happen into our existence. Of course, we cannot say that it's our fault or somebody else's fault, but it's just that we allowed everything which went good or bad into our lives, and that's how it reflected. So this is a beautiful realization, and I think that people have found a very easy way to blame people, like, this was not working, or lots of excuses around that. And that's how their life never changes, because they never take responsibility.
Yeah. And they don't understand every challenge you have in the physical world is an awakening.
Yeah, yeah, I agree with that 100%.
Mine, I fell prey to my thinking, knowing, memory, mind, to my viewpoints, opinions, beliefs, my parents' way of life. And the biggest one is people don't understand is we still follow our ancestor programming.
Yeah, yeah. So here I would like to ask you this question, that What was that one thing, or maybe two things, that you learned from your parents that you really had to struggle to unlearn and do what you are doing?
Consciousness and blaming other people.
Yeah.
There was more good, but I got into the selfishness, the pity me stuff.
Mm.
The only one I was pitying was me
Yeah.
because I was afraid of my own talents.
Mm. Yeah. Let's talk about poverty consciousness because I know that it's very common in the world for especially those who have not seen the abundant childhood and lots of money in their childhood. So just talk a bit about poverty consciousness. What is that in your words?
Well, poverty consciousness is always complaining, bitching about what other people have, bitching about your boss. It's really living the life sucks, man, thinking.
Mm. Yeah.
Life never sucks. Life is a liberating invitation.
Yes. Yeah.
Cost enterprising events, encounters, and experience to rise me to my liminal carpet glide.
Mm.
And see, that's something I really understand now is you want to always be streaming, flowing. You want to always be movement.
Yeah.
But for me, poverty consciousness was listening to my parents.
Mm.
They come from the 30s. If you think we're tough today, then people come out of the 30s. They're really tough.
Mm. Yeah.
I mean, they're tough in here, not physically, more like a prowess tough.
Yeah. And this is a
See,
very difficult thing to deal with. It's like it's very difficult to let go of. How did you let go of that poverty consciousness? Because most of the people are struggling with that. They don't know how to overcome that poverty consciousness and get to a better destiny that they are meant for.
what I understand, wealth, success, and bliss is what I show the world. That's my money to show the world. Well, see, we're never here to accumulate money through greed. But that's the way the world works. We're here to expand people and the world out of our ancestors' way of thinking and into our here and now nomadic optimistic wisdom to enjoy life. We were never showed or expressed enjoy life.
Mm.
We've always been in the busy and productive roller coaster poverty conscious. Busy and productive is poverty conscious. No,
Right.
it's face, embrace, participate, and facilitate the outcome. See
Yes.
how liberating that is? And I never heal, I liberate.
This is interesting. So, what was that moment for you when you thought that you have that poverty consciousness and you would like to rise in your journey ahead?
I discovered that, oh, wow, a long time ago, 1997, I first started my personal growth. But what I did is I tried to do it through my thinking memory mind. I have to change my mind. I have to change this. No, you don't change anything. Change, there's pain and change. Expand is grand to understand. I encompass the wisdom, insight, and clarity to move forward. What I've done is opened up to understand all the money in the world is going to do me no good. It's like people are talking about reparations today. You can give them all the reparation money you want. The same people that have the money today would have it back in 5 years. You know, if you took all the money in the world and divided it up and took the money away from the super wealthy, right? Give it to everybody. 5 years, they'd have it back. Because what I never understood, money has its own expression.
Hmm. Money is an energy.
Yeah, that's all life is. It's a free flowing energy.
Yeah. Right.
And see, that's why thinking and knowing, this world's stuck in thinking and knowing from our ancestors, because we're taught thinking and knowing through the education system.
Hmm. Yeah.
Free.
Right. We have been conditioned and trained on certain mindsets that we were made to do that. Because it benefited some people for us to be that way.
This is what I've really expanded into a lot. Education was never taught us to expand. Education was taught to us to control us.
Yes, yes.
Education is negativity and control.
In fact, the entire advertising system, it's all manipulation. Like psychologically, we are being manipulated every single day through media, through news, through advertisements.
And see, the thing about it, you educate the country and the world with your philosophies, makes the population easy to control.
Hmm. Yeah.
So see, if you look at life, it's just like a train track,
Yeah.
Everybody rides that train track. Chaos is to derail us from our own self.
Hmm.
Chaos is not chaos. Chaos is a spiritual awakening.
Yes.
For me to go in here, not up here. You're not thinking know your way to yesterday, and everything you think it knows from yesterday and outside sources.
Hmm.
But when you energetically listen to your free flowing energy of intuition, imagination, innovation, and there's four of them, and you listen to that to hearken to wisdom, insight, and clarity for you to rise out of your educated mind into your sovereign, liberated heart.
Yeah. And as we're talking about this poverty consciousness and the money scarcity and ancestral uh, chains and that, in fact, we have some poverty consciousness around love also. And
I still do.
yeah, really? Okay. So here is my
You know,
question. Okay, so here's my question to you that what did you believe about money when you were in your 20s and what you believed about love when you were getting married?
that's a good question because that one I got a lot of answers for. I was married in 1989. I was divorced in 94. And you know what my ex wife had to do with the divorce? Absolutely nothing. It was all me. I was a selfish, spoiled brat. And when I was 20, I was a selfish, spoiled brat. And that way, everything was about me. And I was afraid to see the good and the wisdom in other people
Hmm.
because it was easy. I learned this from my parents, actually, to get mad at them. It ain't about me and this. Well, actually, that happened about 4 years ago. When it comes to money, love, go back to your childhood and see what your parents did.
Yeah,
That's what I
yeah,
did. And when I discovered that, I broke out laughing. I laugh at me, I'm free. But I went back and I says, you know, if I was somebody else, I'd have nothing to do with me either.
yeah, yeah,
But I really realized all through my life, I was selfish and spoiled. Even though I thought I wasn't, I was. Think you're not, it's usually what you are.
most of the people who are married or who are in relationships in the modern world or maybe before, I'm not sure, this is the only thing, like they want the other person to change, they want the other person to listen to them, to agree with them, and like whenever there's a divorce or any breakup, it's always the other person who's at fault, and we never think that it was some learning for us, like we had to learn some lesson out of it, and that's why this situation occurred. So what would you like to say to these people today?
Well, there was five things that caused all my challenges and everything. My egotistical arrogance, my know-it-all ignorance, my stubborn viewpoints, opinions, and beliefs, and my hard-headed knowing that I had to be right about everything and everybody had to do it my way.
Yeah, I love that. Need to be right. Yeah.
And see, everybody in a marriage. You know what the biggest failure was in my marriage? Listening and communication.
Hmm.
That comes down. That's everything in life is listening and not hearing,
Yeah.
listening.
Yeah.
And see, the thing about hearing, you hear the world through your ego, your viewpoints, opinions, beliefs, your inner programming, and your ancestor anchored uh, mindsets.
Yeah.
But if you energetically listen, you're hearkening your own intuition, imagination, and you're cutting out the overthinking mind. And man, I was bad at that overthinking. I was scared to make a choice. I was scared of this. Hell, if my shadow come up there, I'd run it. But
Mhm.
that's the thing. Whatever happened between the womb and 5 to 7 years old with your parents, that's the way you are. I
Yeah.
was.
Yeah.
Still am. But expansion and liberation occur every day.
Yeah. But
But
that's
it's
how these situations come to our life, right? Like, for example, what all lessons I need to learn. So accordingly, the right kind of people to enter my life, the right kind of situations and circumstances, and everything will enter into my life just because I need to learn those lessons through something. And then if I don't learn it, then through something else. So it's the journey. So it's never a right or wrong relationship. It's just that you needed that at certain stage of your life because you had to evolve through that.
you know, something I've expanded into. I always expand out. I took the words think, know, learn, knowledge, and thoughts out of my life. Inspiration, understand, comprehend instead of learn, because that individualizes it. Wisdom and revelation. That shuts off the thinking memory mind. And revelations are free flowing energy.
Yeah.
But every time you think and know, you go into habits. That's like trauma and drama. When something happens, somebody gets mad. That's a habit.
Yeah.
I had that happen good though. I was good at that one. If you're going to be it, you got to be good at it. The thing about it is the world is educated PhDs, MBAs, but we can't individually communicate with each other.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's where the world is today. It can't communicate. If I got mad at you, Hina, I could send you an email, tell you everything I wanted to know about you, but really what was solved. They're mad, I'm mad, the world's mad. That's what I liked about growing up in the 60s. If you was mad and you said the wrong thing, things were straightened out right there.
Yeah.
See,
Yeah.
there's nothing ever getting straightened out in this world. And, everybody, take the Iraq war. Everybody bragged about going to war. But what's going on today is nobody wants to take care of the injured soldiers.
Right.
And you never hear anything from the talk show hosts and stuff. You never hear them talking about the people that come back, injured. The thing about it is, if you're going to go into something, you got to take care of it. And that's just the way it is with yourself. There's something unsavory may come from this way, but it's got to be handled and let go of right here. The here and now rises you out of your past. Like you and me talking, people you meet on the street, if you're energetically listening, there's a nugget of wisdom and liberation in what everybody says. But if you're listening through your ego, you're going to see what's wrong. Through the ego, viewpoints, opinions, beliefs, thinking, we look for what's wrong in the world.
Yeah. Yeah. But that's a journey, It's like we never start from there. We never start from that maturity or wisdom or that what we know today. We start from the place where we were totally conditioned by the society, by the parents, by ancestors, and
Yes.
we were just carrying all those beliefs. So right now, I think it's easy for us to say all that, but then when we were just starting that journey, it was very tough. Like it was very tough for me. I did not understand the stuff that I understand now. So it was just like the survival and how to get through that, how to get through that pain and, reach out to your next level. And then I think you need to have a lot of money first to understand that money does not work the way we thought that it would.
And you said something in there. See, when we first start in this, we try to know and think our way through.
Yeah.
You'll never think and know your way through chaos. Listen and understand and question the chaos for the wisdom inside the chaos. And that's what I never understood was the wisdom in chaos. I mean, the chaos and challenges and all the unsavory stuff was to actually liberate me from me. That's something I never understood till about 4 years ago. It's the simple saying, I liberate me from me, my viewpoints, opinions, and so on. The word liberation over heal takes the thinking memory and all the subconscious stuff out. And when I started doing that, I started to understand how to rise out of it. And see, that shift. Shift is this way.
Yeah.
Right. I want to cut loose the rat-a-tat crap to rise to my liminal carpet glide. Then sayings like that. And see, the carpet glide, you're chauffeuring yourself out of it.
Yeah. So I love that what you're saying. It's chaos and we never understand that. But then I want to ask this question to you that I want to know from you that what was that one moment for you, which was very struggling, very tough moment. A lot of chaos was going on, but then it was the starting of a big breakthrough. Can you recall any moment or any situation like that?
There's so many. But what it really was is 1997. I was working in Portland, Oregon. I was looking to rise out of my old situations, but I was clueless. And then I got into a home-based business and I went full gun on it. And they said something in there that I grew internally before I grew financially. I said, I'll BS. Then I went in full force. Well, the business went south, and then having to face all the stuff that I ran up from that was the biggest time when I had to sit there and face what I'd done. And when I started facing it, I started understanding. Then I understood the wealth of the world. And that was the biggest challenge, is facing that, because I didn't want to be an electrician anymore. I hated life. And then when I started liking life. That was the biggest challenge. Understanding life was for me. Life occurred for me rather than against me. And see, that's something people don't really resonate with. Life occurs for me to rise, shine, energize, and expand.
Yeah.
Let's just say you got a catastrophe going on. Well, that catastrophe is wisdom, insight, clarity, a spirit prowess it's a way to expand, energize, and rise. But we think everything happens to us because we're bad. Everything happens to us. And something, this is my own philosophy. The more I never listen, the more harsher the events become.
Yes, that makes sense. And do you have any fears, Robert?
Whoever says they don't have a fear is a liar. And see, what I really did with fear is my limitations. It's nobody else. But yeah, I have fears.
What is your biggest fear?
Right now, I don't have any right now, but I know one's coming. But see, I changed the word fear to first enterprising appearing revelation to rise me out of yesterday. But the fear today is, I guess I have to say, the world in the state it's in. But I really have expanded out of that. My biggest fear is, am I doing enough to rise people out of their situation?
Okay.
And see, I don't want to change people's lives. And see, everybody says I can change your life. Well, you better start with your own.
Nobody can change in anybody's life.
And see, that what you just said. And see, that's why I unpunctuated my writings.
Yeah.
Everything I do is open-ended. So people have to listen to comprehend what expands them.
Yeah.
Because see, like your dreams, my dreams, they're unique. And personal growth, self-help, and all that other stuff put you on a train track. It just follows the programming. Wisdom is messy.
Yeah.
To experience wisdom is messy, but it's a miraculous energy, realizing revelations, yesing I'm a blessing. But see, life is never messy. It's my thinking, knowing mind, and my habits and all my inner stuff makes life messy. Life is a blessing. I experience it, and don't practice life. Experience life. Like everybody says, well, practice. Practice never lets you out of off the bench.
Yeah.
You want to experience everything to the outcome you desire. Well, if you're doing something, let's say you're practicing your piano, you don't want to practice it to fix some mistakes. You want to practice it, like you're in front of the world, and that way, when you practice and mess up, you beat yourself up, right?
Yeah.
Well, if you experience it and you mess up, you can say, okay, and just keep experiencing it. Pretty soon, it flows.
Yes, I love that. Life is an experience, and when we experience every situation, every person, every relationship, the way it is, without making any judgments, without having any kind of expectations, then life becomes so beautiful. But then that is again the kind of wisdom that most people have to go through a lot to come to that moment to understand that.
If I ever get there, but I'll tell you what opened up for me is appreciation. I want to appreciate every event in my life. Appreciation gives me the value. Forgiveness takes the value. See, appreciation over forgiveness, when you appreciate it, you get the wisdom, and there's no unsavory thinking or that. And liberation and appreciation rises you out of everything that's bad in your life. Because that event occurred to expand me. But I've been taught to think that happened to me because it was his fault.
Yeah.
Soon as you put blame, you're in shame and you sabotage yourself. And so now when something happens, okay, what is my expanding the expanding wisdom here, or the liberating wisdom, the sovereign wisdom. See, take all the words in self-help out of your life. That was the biggest thing I did. Change, heal, create, transformation, forgiveness, acceptance, think, know, learn, knowledge. That all left my life.
But Robert, here I want to say that don't you think that's a part of the journey?
That's 100% of the journey.
Yeah, it's a part of the journey, like any self-help that we do. Because first we learn this, right? We are at zero stage where we have no wisdom or something like that. We just see life through the lens of the world. And then we get something, we get a piece of wisdom from somewhere. Somebody teaches us something, some kind of self-help book or some book. And we read something or we learn something, and then we actually get to a different, better version. And then it just keeps happening all our life. And then we come to a point when we know that this thing, like, it's we just need to liberate ourselves from our own selves, and we don't need to go through all that, somebody else's opinion or somebody else's methodology or 5-step processes to go to our next level. So don't you think it's a part of the journey? And
It's
if we
100%.
drop everything like self-help or anything, then we would perhaps miss everything that we need to go through to get to that point.
Yeah. And see, that's the thing about life. It's a sovereign liberating voyage.
Yeah.
You voyage inward, journey outside.
Hmm.
Going into the ocean, then you journey out. And see, the word for me, it's words people use, like liberation over heal. Heal has memory. Liberation is free flowing.
Hmm.
And once you start the voyage of liberation, the healing is natural.
Hmm.
Healing, transformation, and all that take you to where it occurred. Liberation, expansion, especially politically incorrect inspiration, rises me out of the self-sabotage of political correct thinking. You actually got to become the hellraiser, the troublemaker, to liberate yourself. It's an
Yeah.
unreality because this occurred, but it was a life expanding experience. We think, oh, that happened. Look what happened to me. You can either play the victimatis crapitis of your life, or you can be the liberator and the sovereign savant strolling through life. Because
Yeah.
life is gonna keep occurring no matter what you think it is. But
Hmm.
if you listen, you can never think and know and listen at the same time.
Hmm. Yeah, correct. When we think and listen at the same time, we are listening from our past conditioning, from our own bias that we already have installed somewhere in our mind and bodies.
And this is one that's for me, this one ain't for everybody. Unless
Hmm.
you're irritating somebody, you're living their life. You ain't never going to please anybody or everybody. But as long as you listen for your own dreams and everything that energizes your dreams, you're doing good. It's rising out of the socialized brainwashing.
Robert, talk a bit about your book, My Wisdom Breathes, and the topic is like the title is interesting, and I've read this book. You know that it's very refreshing, it's very energizing. So, why did you write that book, and how long did you take to write that book, and what did you learn after you wrote that book?
Well, it was what I expanded through while I was writing the book. And see, that book is unpunctuated. If you want to do one thing for yourself to rise out of where you're at, unpunctuate your personal growth or whatever. But I call it sovereign liberation because I want nothing that entertains my brain. I
Hmm.
want something that frees the energy coming from here. And what I learned from that book is how stuck in myself I was. And as I was writing that book, I started to understand life is free flowing energy. But however, I tried to think and know my way through life. And if it wasn't my way, it was wrong. And whatever isn't my way is an awakening.
Yes.
And see, what I learned to really do actually comes down to I liberated me from me. And what it opened me up is to listen and comprehend the outside world and appreciate life.
Yeah.
Because life is a voyage and a journey. And basically, it's a mess. Life is a mess.
It's a messy journey.
Yeah. And if you think life is going to go, everybody says write it down and it'll go just that way. That's a lie. Once you set a goal or an outcome you want to experience, I don't know what's up there, but they're going to throw every challenge, out of the chaos they can, because you got to let go of everything you always done to change that goal. But see, most people keep their goals timid. They say they're big, but they're really not, because it's still on the same train track. But when you set an accomplished outcome, you can make it as big and bold as you want. But you're starting here to get to here. Well, no, let's do it this way, because you always stroll down to success.
Yeah.
You're starting here, and you think you're going to go right to here, and not without any bumps and bruises and headaches and frustration. You're lying to yourself. That's the big thing. Take the word truth out of your life and use the word veracity. I never lie to me.
Yes.
I admit to me, I never lie to me. I set me free.
Yeah, yeah. Accept yourself over the people first. Like we often give lots of importance to other people in our life, that we say no to ourselves. Like we keep ourselves small and put the other people on a pedestal. And I think that is the biggest. I know that you don't like that word shift, but then how I look at it is that's the biggest rise that you can experience once you put yourself first and just see other people as facilitating your journey and just supporting you in your journey. Then I think we would not have any more much of frustrations, or any frustrations with people, at least.
If I ain't getting frustrated, I'm never expanding. Frustration is about busting loose all the
Yeah.
habits. You're only getting frustrated at yourself. This is what really, the one that irritated me the most. When I found out I had no enemies in the outside world, all my enemies were within me, I thought, what were them varmints doing in there? But that's the thing. You're your own worst enemy. You're your own gladiator.
But we
Right.
don't admit it, that we are our own worst enemy.
My egotistical arrogance until I was about, let's say 15 years ago. No, that's not true. Till about 10 years ago. My egotistical arrogance. Oh yeah. Everybody's egotistical arrogance is their own enemy. And for me, I can only speak about me. That's something I never speak about other people, because I have no clue what they're doing.
Yeah.
When somebody tells you they know what's going on in your life, that means they don't know what's going on in their life.
Yeah.
But yeah, my egotistical arrogance, know-it-all ignorance, stubbornness, hard-headedness, happen to be right. If I could have gotten rid of them at 5 years old, I'd never had no challenges. That's my biggest challenge. For me, it was my arrogance. I think I had a little. I'm short. I'm only 5'8", 5'9". I think I had a little bit of small man syndrome, that I had to be bigger and bolder, and that's a funny one. What's really good about this, Hina? Once you rise out of something, you recognize it.
Yeah.
But what I really understand now, what I don't like about somebody, I don't like about myself.
That's true.
And so that just rose me out of there. So I don't like that. And it's like driving down the road and somebody cuts you off or something, and you get all mad. Then I have to say, dude, I've done that.
Yeah.
A little humble pie makes it go away. But that's something I really want to explain to people. I got a class called I Laugh at Me, I'm Free. If you have frustration going on, make fun of it.
Yeah.
Make it a joke.
Laugh it off.
But laugh through it, because laugh is liberating acumen, unleashing gumption, having a good time.
Yeah. You have seen a very rich life. When I say a rich life, it doesn't necessarily mean that lots of money or the way the world looks at it. It's about more of when you felt very fulfilled. You have come to this point where you are able to liberate, then heal yourself and your past. Then you are able to share your wisdom through your books and through your classes and through your personal messages that you give like this. If you were to give advice, a golden nugget of advice to your younger self, to your like 20-year-old self, what would that be? One piece of knowledge or wisdom?
Listen. That's it. Listen without arrogance.
Listen to yourself.
Listen to the world. Listen to people. and understand they're here to expand you and not hinder you. Being willing to listen to things makes me uncomfortable.
Okay. Right.
If I can get myself, anybody going through all this, I don't care if you got a PhD, you're president of the world, listen. It's a liberating invitation, streaming, trend-setting energy, naturally experiencing life.
Yeah. And how can we follow your work? Where can we buy your books? And how can we access your classes and kind of work that you do to share your wisdom?
My books are available at amazon.com/author/Robert A. Wilson. My classes are available on mycowboywisdom.com. And there's some free classes on there. And something you'll never hear in my classes is not. And will always express to you, you're your own, you are the trailblazer of your own life. And all you got to do is listen to your energetic innovations that are within you. People, I did this when I first started. This was the biggest challenge I made. I tried to imitate what every class and every book I read. Then I realized I was going nowhere because it has no individuality. When you go out into the world, I don't care if they're homeless or what they look, you want to listen because just because they're in a situation, they have wisdom you've never experienced.
Yeah.
Being able to hearken to wisdom of other people. And that's something I didn't do. That's the one I really want to express. Listen and hearken to wisdom of the world, and you'll rise to it. And also, your dreams are your unique talents. So you embellish them. But my books are available. Everything's available on mycowboywisdom.com. And I have a YouTube channel that's got hours and hours of listening. But something I really want to express to people, you want to get the inner dialogue going in an inspired way. It's I chime the rhymes of my prime time trend-setting imagination opens my world to my wisdom opportunities, realizing life's a dream.
That's interesting, Robert, and thank you very much for your time today. And it was wonderful talking to you once again.
Well, thank you. It was my honor and privilege.
Now, as we wrap up, I'm sitting with a feeling, calm, clear, and kind of rare. In a world that celebrates loud wins and fast growth, this conversation was a reminder that there's a different way to live and succeed. You don't need to go viral to be valuable. You don't need to be seen by millions to be wise. My Wisdom Breathes is not just the title of his book, it's the energy he brings into the world. If this episode moved you, even in a quiet way, pause today, reflect, and maybe even pick up his book. Because sometimes the most extraordinary lives are the ones we overlook. And I'll see you next week with another powerful conversation. In the meantime, connect with me on LinkedIn and tell me, what part of your story have you never appreciated yet? And if this episode spoke to you, share it with someone who needs a moment of stillness in their day.